Hello, my happy eaters. Once again, you are with Michelle, and today I'm going to be doing corn fritters with some green onions. Now, I wanted to cook these a long time ago. I never did it, but I have had them before. And coincidentally, I was by a friend's house a couple of weeks ago, and they basically shared with me the recipe. Now, I did, however, alter it a little bit because it calls for flour, but I felt like for whatever reason it needed some cornmeal in it. So I did make some adjustments. So, like I said, I've never cooked this before, so I think you and I we're going to be in for a treat today. So hold tight once I get set up, and I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, this is going to be very interesting. Okay guys, this is my little setup here of the ingredients that I'm going to be using today for the corn fritters slash some green onions. My friend actually used 1.5 cup, but this is what I have here. This is how I'm going to try to work this out. And I got my notes so I make sure I don't leave anything out in case one of you happy eaters or all of you happy eaters want to try this. But this right here is 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And in here I decided to add some cornmeal, and this is about 1/4 of a cup. She actually didn't use any, but I was like, I just feel like it needs it for whatever reason. Don't get me wrong, hers were good. Now, instead of just getting little measuring cups for everything, I just combined in this measuring cup here. I got 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, which I think is a very key ingredient. I got 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. So that's what's in here. And guys, also too, if I'm talking too fast, what I will do is go ahead and put it in the directions so you guys can look back on that to get the directions if you decide to cook it. Oh, and also this right here is precisely, this is 1/3 cup of green onions, chives and whatnot. So basically we're going to take all of these ingredients and mix them into one bowl, and then here you're going to need 1 cup of milk, 1 egg, and this is like a teaspoon of butter melted. So we're going to put all the wet in here and mix, and then we're going to put all the dry, so to speak, in here and mix. And I went ahead on and just go ahead and get you a plate, get you paper towels, whatever you have, just so once we cook the fritters, we drain it and we'll put it on this so it can absorb some of the oil. So I'm pretty much ready and situated. Just hold tight, guys. Like I said, I've never did this before, and I want to make sure I do it right, so hold tight. Okay guys, once again, I'm going to go ahead and mix all these together, and when I come back, everything will be in one container, and I'll go ahead and put some oil in a pot, and I'm probably going to go ahead and start with maybe like a cup, because we're only going to cook like 2 or 3 at a time, and just go from there. Alright guys, once again, just hold tight. Work with me now. Okay guys, the main important thing, kernel corn, whole kernel corn. This is just a bag, but what she said, my cousin said she used was a can of corn, and just make sure you drain it. But this right here is 12 ounces, just a regular bag, so I'm gonna use this. See, there was a oops already. We're making corn fritters. Guess what? We need the corn, right? Duh, Michelle. Alright guys, hold tight. Hello guys, you're back with Michelle, and once again, like I said, this is my first time, and that oops, I forgot to mention the corn. We're doing corn fritters. But anyway, let's move forward. This right here is all the ingredients that I named out to you guys before, and this is how it looks. But you and I both know that this is not the consistency that we're looking for. We want it not runny, but enough to where we can actually spoon it out. This right here is entirely too dry. So it called for 1 cup of milk, or that's what, 1 cup of milk is what I use. So I went ahead on, this is a 1/2 cup, so now it'll be 1.5, and we may have to still put more. We'll just see. So I'm going to pour that in there like such, and let's just give it a toss and see. Not too dry, but not too runny. And also too, she stated that she actually let hers sit in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. But I may not have to do that. We'll see. It's looking kind of alrighty. Let's see. And once again, guys, you can pretty much add anything in your fritter. You could do shrimp, mushrooms, whatever you like. It's just all about getting the right consistency, I think. That's what I think. Anyway, go ahead and stir. And that oil, I started with 2 cups of oil. You guys can see here. I haven't turned it on yet, but I think it's going to be enough. And we got to make sure, the key thing is to make sure that the grease is really, really hot. Not to the point to where it's burning, but hot enough so that the fritters automatically start to adhere and start to cook. Because I think if it's not hot enough, then it's going to dissipate everywhere. So, guess it won't be a fritter then, right? Alright, guys, I think this is what we're looking for. Okay, guys, I think this is what we want here. So hold tight for a minute. I'm going to clean my little area up and I'm going to come back to you guys. Can you guys see that? Okay, hold tight. Got the thermostat in here. This is about 300 right now. And I think that's perfectly fine to start with. Now, we're going to go ahead. This is about a teaspoon here. Just going to kind of do this. Can you guys see that? Actually, let me fold this down just a little bit. I'm just going to take this and just scoop it into the oil. Gonna do maybe about 4 in there. We don't want to crowd it. And guys, I'm not gonna do all of this. I just want to give you guys an idea. So far, so good. Like I said, guys, it's like corn and green onions. You can do whatever you want to, though. Got 3 in there thus far. We'll go ahead and do maybe 2 more in about 2 to 3 minutes. I wish I could pick this up and show you guys this, but for safety reasons, I'm not going to do that. But nothing is sticking. They're not touching. Hold on, guys. Make sure my assistant is getting set up for the next video. You getting set up for the next video?
I am.
Okay, thank you. I'm back, guys. Go ahead. Looks like this has been about a minute thus far. Let's go ahead and just put it on 2 minutes. And I'm just basically basing that time on how they're looking to me right now. Gonna flip them. You guys see that? That's what we got so far, guys. Got another 1 minute and 25 seconds. And guys, as you can see over here to the right, we have a wire rack with just some kitchen cloth underneath. We're going to just place the corn fritters on top of this so that they don't basically sweat and whatnot. Got 44 seconds, guys. They're looking pretty good. Excuse me. What? And guys, just so you know, I have the stove is actually a little bit underneath medium going to the low. About 1 notch. I mean, they are floating. All right, that's that timer, guys. And once again, they are floating, which is an indication that they're ready. We'll go ahead and take these out, and we will do 5 more. You guys see that there? Corn fritters, green onions. Alright guys, let's do 5 more. See guys, there's nothing wrong with getting in the kitchen just experimenting. I had all the ingredients down pat for you guys, but shit, I forgot to mention the corn. Woo. Trial and error. Guys, I hope these turn out to be a sensation, because what I want to try to do next is some, maybe some shrimp. Shrimp and mushrooms, maybe. Okay guys, I'm just going to take this and put this in the refrigerator. Alright, let's go ahead and set that timer once again. I'm going to just go ahead and, this is going to say 3 minutes. But it varies. These here are actually a little bit more chunkier than what I initially wanted to do, but that's just kind of how it worked up, so I'm just going to go with the flow as far as that is concerned, which means you may have to have, add a little bit more time. But it's all about just using your judgment, basically. And I did only use 2 cups of oil, and it seems to be working out. I wanted 1 cup, but 2 cups, they're supposed to deep fry anyway, so. And if you want, you can also use a bigger pot. You can get more in it, of course, but you don't want them, definitely you don't want them to stick. You want them to be able to breathe while they're cooking. Got about 1 minute and 57 seconds, and this is how they are looking at that point. Excuse me guys, while that's cooking. Alright guys, we got 1 minute, 58 seconds now. They are gradually starting to float, which is what we want. "33 seconds, guys. Bear with me." Go ahead and put this over here. 11 seconds. We're almost done, guys. See, next time when I do this, I'll be a lot faster. I will admit, I've never did this before, so I was a little slow. There's the timer. They are floating. You guys see that? With the batter that I have left, I'll probably be able to get maybe another dozen out of that. Probably great for a snack or even a side dish, appetizer, whatever. See that? All right, guys, I'm gonna be right back with you. I'm gonna go ahead and turn the camera off for a second and let those cool. Well, don't forget to turn it on. Let those cool for a second, and then we'll try. All right, hold tight. Okay, guys, as you can see, what I did was, I'm going to be honest, when they cooled, I took one and cut it in half, and it was not completely done. So what I did was just put them back in the oil on another 3 minutes, and this right here is going into 1 minute, so a total additional 4 minutes. You guys can see it there. A little bit browner, and I think they're where they need to be at this point. And like I said, mine were kind of big, and that was one of my biggest concerns. But if you can make them smaller, and it probably would take about, according to what she said, 2 to 3 minutes. But these were relatively big, so let's go ahead and take them out now. A little bit more golden brown, as you can see. So the next time I'll know if I'm making them big like that, I'll just go ahead and maybe we'll go ahead and just do about anywhere maybe from 5 to 7 minutes. Alright, guys, this is going to be hot, but let's just go ahead and take one and cut it and see what we got. Guys, see that there? That's what we're looking for, and let's just try it. It's good. It's golden. It's crunchy. And it's sweet. So there you guys have it. Corn fritters with green onions. Alright, guys, until next time, happy eats.